Guys, thanks for some of the suggestions in the previous video, and in case you have missed it, you can go to my channel to check it out. In that video, you guys have asked for tutorials on photo effects or some of the program tools. You guys have asked, and so I will deliver them in the upcoming videos, so stay tuned for those as well. But in the meantime, today I'll be teaching you how to make an easy custom thumbnail for your YouTube gaming videos. So to start, you need to download quite a few things. The first of which is the logo of the game that we'll be focusing on. For me, it will be just Minecraft. And you can just go to Google and type in the video game and then just type in transparent background. We need the transparent background. It's very important for us later on. And you can identify a picture with a transparent background by its checkered pattern background, if you can see. So the second, you need a picture of your avatar or any character that's related to that game. And lastly, we need a background which is also related to that game. And once you have found all your suitable images, you can just right click them and save to your desktop. And then you can go ahead and fire up GIMP and standard protocol here. You can go to File, New, and make sure the dimensions are set to 1280 by 720. So you want to now drag in your background image into the blank canvas like so. And as you can see, our background image is small, so we have to scale it up. Go to your scale tool and make sure keep aspect is checked, and just zoom and just scale up so that it covers the entire canvas. And you can go ahead and delete the background layer. Now you also want to drag in your game logo like so, and you need to scale it down again because it looks too big. As usual, go to your scale tool and just scale down, and use your move tool to move it to the top like so. Once that's done, import your avatar into the canvas, and as usual, just scale it down and use your move tool to move it to the side like so. Now give your avatar a bit of a drop shadow by going to Filters, Light and Shadow, Drop Shadow. And for your settings, make sure 0 is set for both offset X and offset Y, and with a blur radius of 100 and opacity of 100. And uncheck Allow Resizing. Hit OK. Now I will be inserting the text for the thumbnail. So go to your text tool, and for this thumbnail I have chosen Impact as it is thick and legible, and size I've set it to 200, and I've opted for a orange, green and silver color scheme, so I might want to stick to that. So for the first word I'll have the color set to orange, and you can click once in the canvas and start typing in your text. And once you're done inserting the first text, go to Layer, Auto Crop Layer. Now use your Move tool again and position it as you wish. Now we'll go ahead and insert the second word. So go to your text tool again and choose your color first before inserting the text. And click once in the canvas and type in your second word. And as we have done with the first word, go to your layer, Auto Crop Layer, to convert it into a regular layer, and move your text like so. And now create your third text and choose your color first before you insert your text. and layer or the crop layer and move your text. Once we are done inserting all the text, we will want to create this warped text effect. So we will just make this third text layer invisible by clicking on this eyeball icon here. And we'll want to go to Image, Guides, New Guide by percent, and we want to create a vertical guide at 50% position. Now you want to make sure your first word layer is set as active, and you want to link your first text layer and your second text layer together by clicking on this region between the eyeball and the layer preview, and you see that there's a chain that appears to show that you have linked the two layers together. And that means whenever I move one of the layer, the other layer will also follow suit. And you want to make sure that you shift it until the right edge of this text layer is touching the guide. And once that is done, you can go ahead and unlink the both of them and go to your perspective tool and click on the bottom right corner of the layer and shift the node up. And once you're done, hit transform. And now click on your second text layer and basically do the same thing using the perspective tool. Make sure that both handles on the right edge of the layer are both on the grid, as you can see here. And you basically want to make sure that this slant here is basically parallel to the slant of the first layer, so that it gives the perspective effect. And once you're happy with the effect, go to transform, and once that is done, you can go ahead and just shift them back to their correct positions. And you want to merge these two layers together by going onto the second text layer and clicking on merge down, which will merge it with the first text layer. And you can now use your move tool and move them as a whole. And once we are done warping this text, you want to go ahead and alpha to selection your text layer, click on the new layer, and we'll now create the gradient effect by going to the blend tool and click on this black and white color in the corner, which will reset it to black and white. And for the shape, set it to bilinear and make sure reverse is on. And now from the center, stroke upward and hold down your command or control key as you do so. And we can now set the blending mode to overlay. Once we are done with that, you can go to select none. And now you can go ahead and make your third text layer visible again. And again, do the same thing, alpha to selection, your third text layer, create a new layer, and this time set the shape to linear. And you can just stroke from down to up, like so, and set the blending mode to overlay. And tone down the opacity. And once you are done with that, you will want to uncheck all the layers except for the text layers. And now go ahead and merge visible layers and merge. Now you can go ahead and make the rest of the layers visible again, and make sure your text layer is set as active. And now go to filters, light and shadow, drop shadow. Now you want to set your blur radius to 80 and hit OK. And now you can click on the layer and select flatten image, and now go to file, export, and you will now export it as a .jpeg because it takes up the least space and yet provides pretty decent quality.